Do they actually suck each other's blood, these people?
Yeah.
That's gross.
Sound speed.
Rolling.
Action.
Do you know who I am? I'm somebody very, very special to you. And one day we'll meet. And maybe then you'll realise why I had to leave. But Holly will be there for you.
Cat. Beautiful.
We had the idea of somebody making a documentary about the weekend vampire scene.
Meet the Weekend Vampires. That's the documentary I thought I was making. That is, until I realised that somebody was taping me.
And the twist is the person they choose to tape turns out to be the real-life vampire.
Phil wrote the script. I mean, I was very involved in the development. You know.
Mark was always the sounding board through each draft of the script, and obviously before the script, the treatment.
Because we sort of figured if it was going to be the first, you know, movie, that it was inevitably going to be sort of low budget. So we were trying to think of a way of giving something a low budget aesthetic that was actually interesting, rather than just like a badly made, you know, Hollywood film.
What? Would you be in the documentary that I'm making? It's about the weekend vampire scene. But I'm not a weekend vampire.
We came up with the idea of the point of view camcorder.
Vicky!
There's a sort of documentary feel to it, but to get that documentary feel to feel like a documentary was a lot more than just making a documentary.
Because we always thought we would shoot it documentary style, but you never do, because makeup takes 2 hours. You do need lights, whatever anybody says, and it does take an hour to set the lights as well. And
it looks like it's just happening, but it's actually very heavily contrived. I mean, to get it to look as if Holly is shooting those shots and that the camera's been put down, you wouldn't believe how complicated it was to get the camera into certain positions and to have it lit, and so that when the camera moves around you don't see all the lights and things like that, and to end up on a frame that looks like it's happened by chance.
Look at the camera, Hayes. Knees give way. Block her out.
So Jamie comes off here, as if taking the camera and moves it, but they basically swap places.
The ball goes in and she starts.
I thought you would take the camera up there.
Thank you.
I see they can swap places and then Morv goes that way.
Well, what we've got to be careful of is the camera not to come any further around than here.
Supposed to happen, it wasn't supposed to be him, but he attacked me. You saw.
Anna came in very early on.
We liked her straight away. I mean, she was actually the easiest to cast because she was so kind of fantastic. It's also easy because we knew exactly what we wanted. It was an easier part to cast in a way, because you know, you're looking for a sort of vampiric sort of person.
Before I call the police, I want to understand. There's nothing to understand. You're a psychopath, a vampire.
Even though Vicky's a vampire, she's got a really interesting journey, because she's just a normal girl who's been born with this thing, you know, being a vampire, and she doesn't have any choice over it, and she has to kill people, but you know, that's her only way of surviving. And you know, she's still capable of love and pain and all the things that just normal people are. And so I just thought it was really nice to be doing a kind of sort of horror vampire film, but that was still just very real, and it just addressed, you know, the humanity in it.
Why me? Because unless we find a human to care, protect, look after us, we won't make it.
Morven, who plays Holly, came in quite late because we had trouble casting the part of Holly. I don't know why.
I came to the reading and met Mark and Phil, and they seemed really lovely. And Phil gave me a copy of the script to take away with me to have a read through. And as soon as I read the script, I was like, I want to do that film.
And that's it. Now, tell me, Vicky.
You're always looking for those characters that have that combination of strength and vulnerability.
Why were you videoing me at the club? Why were you videoing me? Thanks. Really. But no thanks.
She's a real pleasure to play. That kind of spikiness at the beginning. And then, you know, you also want to play characters that meet somebody wonderful and that they fall in love and they can, you know, reveal more of themselves to that person.
I can't feed you anymore. I'm dying here. And if I die, who'll look after you? What choice do we have?
There's several different looks that are going on through the whole film, and I think Nemni's really given them a great look, you know, all the way through the film. And in a way we wanted to, because it's supposed to be Holly's film, the main characters, you know, the whole film is supposed to be as if she has gone off and made the film. We sort of wanted this slightly feminine feel to it. True. You know, we didn't really want it to be, we wanted it to have a sort of subtlety to it.
Nem, you know, the director of photography, it's nice the fact that she is a woman, because it sort of means that, well, in terms of the actual sexual bits, that she, you know, she's a woman, so she, you know, she understands what it's like to sort of to be in that situation, whereas men maybe sometimes are a little bit blinkered.
Yeah, I mean, early on we had to go to the Isle of Sheppey, which was a pretty amazing experience, because the day two after we got there, there was a sort of great big Siberian weather front came in. And the temperature dropped to about -5 or 10. It was unbelievable. The sea froze. And we had about 3, 4, 5 feet of snow. The van got stuck, the generator got stuck. It was just unbelievable.
The hardest thing was getting to sleep last night in the cab, because it was very cold. When we came to Recce here, it was sort of, what was it like? It was sort of windy but fairly pleasant.
It was a nice day in London, though.
Yeah, but now it's just absolutely, I mean, we had no idea it was going to be, you know, blizzards and a foot of snow and everything else.
It's very cold.
It kind of bonded the whole crew and the actors and everyone, didn't it, quite early on? Even though it was a real struggle, it was actually, it kind of bonded everyone in quite a nice way early on.
That's the end of the film. Obviously you shoot out of sequence, and it was all on location, all that stuff in the beach hut. There's no studio stuff there. You cannot imagine how cold it was in that hut.
You can see everyone's breath is slightly...
You're wearing every item of clothing you have,
so
and you're still freezing. Poor Anna had to pretend to give birth.
What that it?
Oh.
The baby is just pulled from a mould, and it's just a silicone baby that's been painted in the head. Stick your belly, stick your belly.
Call my fucking agent. I can't work under these conditions. I can't. No, but I can't, darling. It's fucking ridiculous.
And it comes through this section of a female torso, and we just made the vagina and the legs and hollowed it all out, and lots of KY, lots of blood, lots of slime.
Baby vampire girl.
Using my flat as a location, never do it. That's my advice to anybody that's ever asked. But it was also the production office as well as the set. And the equipment store and everything, so it became, for me, it was like absolute hell, to be honest. I mean, I never got away from the film. It was, you know, people were here till midnight and arriving at 6 in the morning, and I'd go to the bathroom to get up in the morning and be somebody in there having a crap, and it was just... And then everyone left me in this kind of, with this trail of debris at like 11 o'clock at night, and you just want to relax and go to bed, and it was quite exhausting, actually, I must say.
Actually, when you do all leave, I do, it is a bit weird, actually. I do feel a bit lonely.
No.
All the food as well just left over. Last night when I got into the bed and found this black dildo under my pillow. Did you find it? I bet you did.
We made friends with, you know, the
yeah, they were
weekend.
great.
They were great. I mean, absolutely full on, full of support, advice. I mean, you expect them to say they don't, you know, be quite suspicious, but they weren't.
They're a very friendly lot. I mean, we had great fun in a lot of the clubs, like
the Electric
Ballroom. Yeah, the Electric Ballroom. They have a sort of regular goth thing on a Friday night, so we were down there quite a lot. And a place called Slime Light in King's Cross.
You keep meeting the same people on the scene in different clubs, and you know, we had a lot of fun going to goth pubs. And
yeah, and you should have seen Phil in his goth outfit. It was really worthwhile. So we also, a lot of them were extras in the film as well. So although we filmed some of them as, you know, in real life situations in the club, some of them we went round and gave people leaflets and things and said, oh, would you like to be in the film? So we got people emailing us and calling us, and then some of them became extras in other parts of the film as well.
One of them, Robbie, helped on the special effects. You know, he did the fangs and he helped with the blood scenes.
Most of what I'm doing is the blood effects, when the goths cutting themselves.
Sanguella, Esta, Vieta. Blood is the life.
And also the fangs for the characters.
Caps. I'm going to get permanent.
They're made of dental acrylic, the same as any dentist would make false teeth. Firstly, I take a cast of the actor using dental alginate, and then put plaster into that and make a positive, and then can make the fangs over that.
Once you get the boots on and the hair and the makeup and the fangs, the character comes to life.
You're never sure it's all going to cut together. It's a strange thing, but when it is assembled, it becomes something else that you didn't quite expect. I think which happens with every movie. With
this, I mean, we never really quite knew, did we? And,
no.
And we took a lot of risks, you know, doing it the way we did it. I mean, we could have really ended up with egg on our faces with it, but at the end of the day, those are things that are worth doing. I mean, if you just do something that's simple and easy to do, then you end up with something that's ordinary, you know. So you have to push in ways that that make it hard and make it challenging to get something interesting, I think.
It was a very happy shoot. I think horror films often are. You know, you have a really good time.
Hopefully there'll be a sequel. Actually, bugger, I can't be in the sequel, can I? Dead.